My good people, my lovable people. Tonight we are not talking about shouting matches, long speeches, or blame games. We are talking about the quiet way relationships end. When you simply stop feeding the things that keep them alive. Love does not run on magic. It runs on fuel. Attention is fuel. Consistency is fuel. Time is fuel. The small rituals, the shared plans, the private jokes, the little rescues, the I got you moments, that is the oxygen. If you ever need to end a relationship without humiliating anyone, you don't have to set the house on fire. You just turn off the gas, one valve at a time, and you do it respectfully. Start with the heartbeat of any romance, which is communication. At the beginning, you are available. Fast replies, long voice notes, late night check-ins, and morning texts. That tells their nervous system you matter here. When you are ready to step back, you shift that rhythm gently. You stop initiating first thing. You reply later, shorter and calmer. You keep the tone kind but neutral. No pet names, no midnight therapy sessions that stitch two hearts together again. You are not punishing, you are re-escalating. The temperature drops a few degrees and you let it stay there. Then there is time. Love grows where time gathers. Weekend plans, random hangouts, errand dates, long walks that turned into deep talks. Those hours bond people. If you keep showing up, you are watering the plant. So you change your calendar. You stop reserving your best hours. You become politely unavailable. You focus on your goals, your routine, and your people. If a meetup happens, it is occasional, short and simple. No candlelight, no late nights, and no romance choreography. You don't vanish, you just stop scheduling your life around the relationship. Space invites clarity. Emotional investment is next. Relationships feel safe when they have a steady flow of empathy, curiosity, and reassurance. You used to ask how their day really went. You remembered the small details. You checked on the test, the pitch, the difficult family thing. When you are ending gently, you stop stepping into that role. You listen, but you don't dive deep. You wish them well, but you don't carry their worries home. You don't rescue, you don't fix, you don't overfunction. You care without caretaking, respect without the extra glue. Reduce future talk. Nothing builds attachment like building tomorrow together. Trips, holidays, next month's concert, moving plans, and business names with both names on them. If you keep painting that future, you keep the bond alive. So you stop making forward promises. You speak in present tense. You keep logistics clean, but you don't offer a someday. When someone hears no future, the heart quietly loosens its grip. Watch the rituals. Every couple has their small liturgy. Friday night movie, Sunday market, lunchtime memes, morning prayer, and the evening gym. Those routines are invisible stitches. When you are ready to let go, you let the rituals lapse. Not with anger, just with ordinary life. You don't replace them with bigger gestures. You let the silence do what it does. Without the rituals, the bond stops renewing itself. Dial down physical intimacy ethically. Affection is powerful reinforcement. Touch, closeness, and playful moments that reset arguments and glue people back together. If you continue that, you keep reigniting the spark you are trying to let fade. So you keep things respectful, warm but not romantic. No mixed signals. If you share a space, you sleep on your side. You keep doors, schedules, and boundaries clear. You are not withholding to punish. You are refusing to confuse. Again, we have the untangled finances and favors. Money, lifts, errands, airtime, quick PESA fix. These are small and sticky threads. They create a sense of obligation and daily integration. If you want a clean exit, you stop being their soft landing. You pay your part, you ask them to pay theirs. You end subscriptions and shared tabs, and you return anything borrowed. You don't make a scene, you simply stop being a safety net. Generosity without enmeshment. Step back from each other's circles, meeting their friends, their cousins, the colleagues. That is social cement. If you keep showing up with their people, the story stays alive. So you drift to the edges. You don't attend every gathering. You are polite, you are kind, but you don't anchor yourself in that community. And you don't use friends as messengers. No triangulating. No, tell them I said. Silence is cleaner than committee meetings. Again, mind your digital presence. Social media is a megaphone for mixed signals. If you keep posting couple content, keep reacting with hearts, keep subtweeting love songs, you are feeding the storyline. So you slow the public displays. Fewer comments, no inside jokes in the captions, no strategic jealousy games. You are not hiding. You are just not performing a romance you are no longer living. And the most important lever, the repair habit. Healthy couples fight and repair. One reaches out, the other softens, and the weave gets tighter. If you keep repairing, you keep rebuilding. When you are ending, you stop running the repair script. If there is a misunderstanding, you don't sprint to patch it with extra sweetness. You remain civil. You own your part, but you let small cracks stay visible, so the message is honest. This is not moving forward. Now, let us talk about tone, because the way you do this matters. You are not stonewalling. You are not weaponizing silence. You are not creating jealousy to force a reaction. You are choosing calm distance over sharp conflict. No taunting, no point scoring, no parading a rebound to fast forward the process. You are reducing energy, not adding injury. If they ask what is wrong, you don't perform a speech that blames them. You also don't feed hope you don't have. You keep it simple and human. You say you don't have the capacity to be a partner right now. And you keep your behavior consistent with that truth. No grand declarations, no courtroom, just adult boundaries. There is a rhythm to doing this well. Think in weeks, not hours. The first week, you slow your messages and cancel a plan. The second, you protect your weekends and stop the late night calls. The third, you stop future talks and let the rituals fade. The fourth, you settle any shared bills, return items, and step back from their circle. Each step is gentle, obvious, and non-provocative. People feel the pattern. Most arts will begin to release when the pattern is clear. A few traps to avoid. Don't breadcrumb. Don't drop tiny fleet crumbs to keep them emotionally packed while you drift. That is selfish. Don't love bomb after you feel guilty. It resets the old cycle and makes the exit messier. Don't turn cold or cruel just to speed things up. Meanness leaves scars. And don't try to make them the villain so you can feel better about living. That is just another way of avoiding responsibility for your choice. There are special cases where a quiet tapper isn't the right tool. If there is cohabitation, shared debts, children, a wedding on the calendar, or any safety concerns, you owe a direct, contained conversation and a plan. You can still keep it gentle, but you must be explicit about housing, bills, belongings, and timelines. Ending like an adult includes handling the admin like an adult. You might be thinking, isn't this just ghosting in slow motion? No. Ghosting is disappearing suddenly and letting confusion do the damage. What I am describing is a respectful unwinding. No attacks, no theatrics, no mixed signals, just a steady reduction of the exact behaviors that maintain a romantic intensity. You are telling the truth with your calendar, your attention, and your rituals. You are letting the relationship understand itself without being humiliated by a public spectacle. What happens emotionally? At first, they will feel the temperature change, and if you are deeply impatient, they will reach for the older switches. Let's call, let's meet, and let's fix this. You don't punish that. It is human. But you don't reignite. You thank them for caring, you keep your voice soft, and you don't repromise. When they test the boundaries, you hold them kindly. Repetition teaches better than explanation. Eventually the heart hears what the schedule has been saying. This story is ending. And what happens to you? You get your energy back. You reclaim the hours you were spending maintaining something your spirit and already left. You remember your projects, your friends, and your health. You stop living on borrowed honesty. Ending well protects the dignity of what was real, while telling the truth about what is now. If you want one sentence to carry as you do this, let it be this. Stop doing the things that say yes, and never do the things that say fight. That is the old method. You remove the glue, but you refuse the poison. In the end, there is no perfectly painless way to separate two lives that learned each other's rhythm. But there is a respectful way. A way that doesn't accuse, doesn't embarrass, and doesn't rewrite history. Reduce the fuel. Keep your kindness. Let silence and space do their honest work. And when the relationship finally exhales and lets go, you will know you didn't injure anyone to escape. You simply stopped pretending you could carry a future you no longer believed in. That is how you end a relationship, by reversing the very habits that maintain it, calmly, cleanly, and with everyone's dignity intact. That was our today's philosophy, episode 10 of The Art of Interaction. Guys, I love you. Subscribe and share my content with your friends. Let the family grow. Guys, bye.